back to my channel. If you watched my last video about feeling lost and numb, I decided to start doing some reading and just kind of share with people, just as a follow-up of things that I'm doing to get out of that numb and lost place. Because you can talk about something and be like, oh, I'm feeling lost and blah, blah, blah. But I thought it would probably be more important to also share like what I'm doing to change that. And what I'm doing that's working for me, and then maybe probably what's not. Just to help to kind of encourage people out there. Because you can feel lost and numb and you can figure out what it is that you're doing wrong. But the question is, are you going to make time to change that? Are you going to make time to invest in yourself, in your soul, and just making time, you know, to spend with you and God? So this is my way of like sharing what I'm doing to change it along the way that I'm going. So since I posted that video, I've been spending time reading and praying every day, even when I don't want to. Because I don't think it's a matter of you wanting to. I think it's a matter of me changing the way that I'm doing things, and the only way to change it is to do it. You can talk about wanting to change, and I can just stay in the same place that I was before, which is I was talking about what I wanted to change, and I knew what I needed to do, but I wasn't doing it. So it's not about wanting to do it, it's about breaking that bad habit of not doing it and making sure that I take time out to read every day, no matter what. So I wanted to read something from this book that I have, and yes, it's like beat up. It's called Mind is the Key, and it is the complete compilation of James Allen. I just wanted to read a small part of it because what I've been reading so far, and it kind of started to ring true to me because I work for myself. So I found myself in the beginning of the year saying, oh, I want to do things differently this year. You know, I want to tell people, you know, my clients or whatever, that email me last minute or call me last minute that, you know, I need 3 days. And it's great to have structure, but the other thing is to don't become fully yourself, that you're, well, you didn't turn it in time, or you're stressing out, telling yourself, oh, how am I going to be able to do this? I already have this other client and they're just going to have to wait and blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling myself these things. Yeah, it may sound correct in your head, but it's as though I was catching an attitude with them, and I'm not doing them a favor as much as they're doing me a favor. They're contacting me for business. They're contacting me to do work for them. And that's keeping me afloat. That's keeping my business alive and thriving. So why am I tripping? Why am I tripping? So what I read after, you know, posting that video about, you know, feeling numb and lost, it was talking about doing small tasks in the perfect and great way. And I was like, yo, I'm not doing that. I'm sitting over here complaining, being like, oh, I need to make time to do this. Okay, I need to hurry up. Instead of doing what the book suggested. The book suggested that if something comes up, do it at the moment it comes up. Do not put it off. Because that's when you start feeling like things are piling and piling and piling and piling on top of you. And that's my interpretation of it. Just doing things, small things in a great way. And that's why I want to read a passage from this so you guys can like get it. It was written, this thing was probably written like in the early 1900s. But you can clearly understand that this guy breaks down the most simplest things and tell you what you're doing wrong and how to correct them. And I feel like what he suggests is all about character building, and I love it. It's just simple. You know, we don't mean to make life complicated. We need to make it simple. And I feel like that's what we do. Or me, what I tend to do. Okay, so This part says, the man who sets his whole mind on the doing of each task as it is presented, who puts into it energy and intelligence, shutting all else out from his mind and striving to do that one thing, no matter how small, completely and perfectly detaching himself from all reward in his task. That man will every day be acquiring greater command over his mind and will, by ever ascending degrees, become at last a man of power, a master. Put yourself unreservedly into your present task, and so work, so act, so live that you shall leave each task a finished piece of labor. This is the true way to acquisition of willpower, concentration of thought, and conservation of energy. Look not about for magical formulas, for strained and artificial methods. Every resource is already with you and within you. You have but to learn how to wisely apply yourself in that place which you now occupy. Until this is done, those other and higher places which are waiting for you cannot be taken possession of, cannot be reached. There is no way to strength and wisdom but by acting strongly and wisely in the present moment, and each present moment reveals its own task. The great man, the wise man, does small things greatly, regarding nothing as trivial that is necessary. The weak man, the foolish man, does small things carelessly and mainly, hankering the whole while after some greater work for which, in his neglect and inability in small matters, he is ceaselessly advertising his incapacity. The man who least governs himself is always more ambitious to govern others and assume important responsibilities. Whoso neglects a thing which he suspects he ought to be doing, because it seems too small a thing, is deceiving himself. It is not too small, but too great for him that he doeth it not. And just as the strong doing of small tasks leads to greater strength, so the doing of those tasks weakly leads to greater weakness. Weakness is as great a source of suffering as sin, and there can be no true blessedness until some measure of strength of character is evolved. The weak man becomes strong by attaching value to little things and doing them accordingly. The strong man becomes weak by falling into looseness and neglect concerning small things, thereby forfeiting his simple wisdom and squandering his energy. So I'm gonna stop there, and I want to say this is where I feel like it was speaking to me, which is in the beginning when I started my business in 2010. I felt like I was doing all the small things right at the time they showed up. I was doing them. I was on point, and now that I had the baby, now that I had my baby, I started to feel a little bit more like there was too much, and of course, that's my fault for thinking that I had too much burden on. I just needed to better do time. I just needed to better time management and to take better care of my health. And I wasn't taking the time to, like it says, do it when stuff shows up. Take care of it. Do it. Be done. Wrap it. You know. And it doesn't mean try to do everything all in one day. All it means is to do all the small things in a great way and to be done with them. Do them correctly. Be done. So it's not coming back to you. You're not keep coming back to it and trying to finish it and wrap it up. And you're feeling pressure because now you've put it to the back burner and other things have begun to pile up. And that's how I felt for me. And what it says here, it says, the weak man becomes strong by attaching value to little things and doing them accordingly. The strong man becomes weak by falling into looseness and neglect concerning small things. And that's, when I read this, I was like, whoa, okay, that's what I've been doing wrong. I've started to become weak. I started to become weak because I put off the small things. I put it off because I'm not prioritizing my time correctly. I'm not just doing it when it shows up, so I don't have to worry about doing that tomorrow when I know I have a whole bunch of other things I need to do, or other things just show up out of the blue. So I want to say, take your time to. This is what I learned from this chapter in particular, which is take your time to do small things correctly. Take your time. When it shows up, do it. And do it correctly. Don't do it neglectfully. Don't do it complaining. Don't do it, oh, I'm doing you a favor. Oh, I don't have time right now. Why are they calling me with this? And keep that up, because nobody will be calling you for nothing. You know what I mean? And that's why I had to come to a realization. It's like, check yourself. Nobody's doing you a favor. You're here. You want to have a business? You need to be working accordingly. You need to be doing what it is you know you're supposed to be doing. Hush the complaining. Stop thinking about, oh, I got too much stuff right now. Stop. Just stop. Stop. Take a deep breath and pray. Pray for God to show you what to do next, how to solve an issue. Because a lot of times that's what will pop up with me. It's like I'll run to an issue and then I'll stress over it and put it off. And I realized I just need to sit back and be like, yo, God, show me the answer to this. And why show me the answer to this? Let me take on another task. Let me not just stop everything completely. Let me take on another task and start doing that, finish that. And then in the midst of doing something else, the solution shows up to that other thing from this other thing that I decided to do, which blows my mind when that happens. And literally, it blows my mind. So don't just completely quit and stop. Move on to something else. Come back to it, because it's all. I feel like God's always going to show you the solution to something else. Anyway, so I just wanted to share this little reading, because it's almost like God took a flashlight and just shined it on me and said, yo, you want to know what you're doing wrong? Spending time with me? Thank you for spending time with me. Let me highlight this real quick so you can start working on this part. And I want to say, keep reading. And I'm going to come back with the next video to talk to you guys about the next chapter that I read and some great points that I felt that was in it. Like I said, if you're not taking time to read daily, because I swear it's like God is like shining a light on you, on those words to like stand out to you. And it's kind of like, I guess it's saying that, you know, reading the living word, and literally it is like the word is alive, because whatever applies to you, it's like it's going to jump out of that paper. It's going to jump out of whatever you're reading, and it's going to speak to you. That's what makes it a living word. So make time to read. All I can say is it's been improving the way I feel every day. It's been helping me to check my attitude, check my character, check myself. You know what I mean? So make time to spend with God and check yourself. It's a real character builder. So anyway, I just want to thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. I hope you find it useful. I hope whatever I said, something I read or whatever, that it spoke to you. And if it's speaking to you, I want to say, listen to it. Don't neglect it. Don't put it off. Listen to it, act on it, and see what happens. Wait patiently and see what happens. But act on it. Because the more you learn to listen, I feel for me anyway, the more I've learned to listen to these little inklings that are speaking to me, the more I've seen things change in my life, and I know that there's no way for me to explain what just happened. But there's God. That's it. That's my only explanation. And for some people, that explanation is not acceptable because it doesn't give them anything to dissect and to make logical sense out of it. And life is not logical. It's just not. I mean, some parts of it is, you know, but some of the stuff that happens, sometimes you know you had no control over that. You know you had nothing to do with it. It just showed up. You did your part, and whatever it was showed up. And I think that's what God requires of us. That's all He requires of us, is to do our part. And He'll show up. Welcome Him to be there. He will show up. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.